What's up, family? So apparently, BIG30 might found himself in a trick bag when it comes down to this Pusaisi situation. But let's go ahead and get into the video.
Y'all remember this video of BIG30 sitting in his studio?
Street bullet, nigga. Who? Bird foot across the yard. I'm gonna wipe out the whole pod, nigga.
Right.
Ain't doing shit.
Then do y'all remember this freaking phantom letter that just popped out of nowhere right here? Entertainment disclaimer for music, video, promotional, and related creative content. The lyrics contained in these songs are a form of artistic expression and storytelling. They do not reflect the personal beliefs, intentions.
Yeah, they do this right here because they don't get in trouble for nothing they saying. So they basically just have these disclaimers out to say that everything they saying is bullshit. It's all just for fun.
Or real-life actions of the performer. Like many works in the genre, the content is designed to evoke emotion, depict fictional or exaggerated scenarios, and entertain audiences. Any accompanying music videos, visual content, promotional materials, or performances are likewise creative works intended for entertainment purposes only. Such content may include dramatized, fictionalized, symbolic, or exaggerated depictions and should not be interpreted as factual representations of actual events, conduct, or intent. The performer does not endorse or encourage any unlawful or harmful behavior referenced in the lyrics or depicted in any related visual content. The song and many accompanying media should be understood in the context of creative expression, where themes and narratives are often dramatized for artistic effect rather than intended as literal statements of fact or personal intent, for entertainment purposes only. All right. The fans said, you know what? Go ahead and record, get on the mic. And it's what they didn't do that people should be paying attention to. But no further ado, let's go. United States of America versus Rodney White Jr. Here we go. Memorandum, opinion, and order granting defendant's motion to modify conditions of release, meaning it's already good to go. See, what they go on to say is defendant Rodney White Jr. is charged with kidnapping and conspiracy to commit kidnapping in violation of 18 U.S.C. 12018 and C in a criminal complaint filed in this district. So, on April 6, 2026, Wright appeared for a detention hearing before the United States Magistrate Judge Annie Kristoff in the Western District of Tennessee. But it's all fed, so it doesn't really matter. Just bear with me on this one because it's going to make sense for the Lil Durk video I link at the very end of this that you must watch because I destroyed the hell out of the feds. Anyways, it goes on to say that BIG30 is out on a $100,000 bond and Wright was released subject to conditions that include travel restrictions, no contact with co-defendants, firearm restrictions, drug restrictions, location monitoring, and home detention. The government moved to revoke the pretrial release. And then the court said, hell no, finding that the government has failed to establish that Wright is a flight risk or that the conditions of release imposed by Judge Kristoff will not reasonably be assured. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, hey, y'all said all this stuff. I don't believe you. So Wright has now moved to modify the conditions of his pretrial release and basically say, permit me to go to these places, to a local recording studio, and also allow me to chat it up with my label. And then the government basically said nothing. So the government didn't take a position at all. And for those reasons set out below, the court grants Wright's motion to modify the conditions of pretrial release to permit local studio recording for employment purposes. Unopposed, you say. Let him go out and do all of these things, you say. I want y'all to see if you can catch it because it ain't to be caught. They ain't saying shit about one particular thing that starts with an L and ends with an S. Roll it. And it says, well, the government does not seek pretrial detention under 18 U.S.C. 3142. Detention may only be considered on the court's own motion in a case that involves a serious risk that such a person will flee, which they already said he won't, and then a serious risk that such a person will obstruct or attempt to obstruct justice or threaten, injure, or...
So basically, the court, they're going back and forth to see whether he is a flight risk or not. You know, pretty much how they do everybody, but they really kind of nervous with 30. And so the court, they basically said, all right, they gave them an opportunity to go back and fix his bail paper, so his conditions, so that way he could somehow get out on bail. So that's kind of what he's talking about right now.
Intimidate or attempt to threaten, injure, or intimidate a prospective witness or juror. Where neither the government nor the court seek pretrial detention, the court is required to order the pretrial release of the person on personal recognizance or upon execution of an unsecured appearance bond in an amount specified by the court. And y'all can go on to see why they trying to say we got a whole bunch of shit from him. And if he goes and steps out of line, we're going to screw him over because we got DNA and all this stuff. And if we release him and all this stuff, it's going to be personally all right because he's not a threat. Then he goes on to say the judicial officer may at any time amend the order to impose additional or different conditions of the release. But basically, really, if Big 30 messes up, they're going to bring his ass back to jail. You ain't got to worry about nothing. Yeah. So make sure that you know that you're skating on thin ice, buddy.
Basically, yeah, that's what they always do. If you get on bail and you fuck up, you do anything while you out on bail, your ass is going right back to jail, brother. Right back. So don't waste your money if you want some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And I think they hoping that he is on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
And then it says, in setting conditions under all of this stuff, the court task is to identify and impose the least restrictive combination of conditions that will reasonably assure, not guarantee the defendant's appearance. Basically, show your ass up to court. Don't really be a burden on the court, and you're going to be all right because you're not going to court until February. Anyways, they talk about the Bail Reform Act and all of this stuff, and it basically goes on to say, you know, the money is very important because Big 30 was able to show everybody, hey, bro, I got $1 million waiting for me when I get up out of here. And the court is like, well, you can use that $1 million. We ain't got to use our shit anyways. So it says, rather as explained above in setting conditions under section 3142C1, the court task is to ascertain and impose the least restrictive shit. They're just going on to basically say, hey, man, if you're employed, you have a job and all this shit, it's not really on us to say that you can't work. And then you absolutely showed right here where they go on and say he explains that he is employed as a recording artist with Endless Entertainment under the professional name Big 30 and is expected to have ongoing professional obligations that include delivery of master recordings, music videos, marketing participation, promotional participation, media obligations, and related commercial exploitation activities that created a need for access to professional recording studios and production personnel in the Memphis area. I would have been curious, though, if the feds would have reacted to this shit. Then it goes on to say, Wright further suggested the following safeguards to limit the proposed modification. Basically, let them know when I'm going, the studio that I'm going to, the roads that I'm going to go there. I'm going to keep my GPS powered up. I ain't going to talk to nobody. I ain't going to have no guns. And I can't do no concerts.
Bro, he better get out. If they let him out when he get out, he's going to these recording sessions and doing what he got to do for his job and shit like that. He better be talking about partying. He better be talking about getting money. He better be talking about everything other than murder. He better not be talking about kidnapping nobody. He better not be talking about robbing Gucci, man. Anything he do, because if they letting him out and they're allowing him go work, if you think they not finna watch what he rapping about, you crazy. Because they want him to fuck up. Because that's why they was going back and forth anyway. Like, we gonna let him out? You know what I'm saying? And they basically trying to say, nah, he not as crazy as Shiesty. Like, he gonna stay around. He gonna do what he gotta do. He got a little bit more common sense. That's kind of what they trying to say. That's his get out of jail free card right there. You know what I'm saying? But shit, I think if he get out, he better be rapping about the right shit on everything.
Live performances, promotional appearances, music videos, shoots involving public crowds, clubs, bars, or public events, unless separately approved by the court or pretrial services. So technically, he kind of can, as long as these people know. Then it says authority for pretrial services to deny, limit, shorten, reschedule, or revoke any studio approval and pretrial services determine that the session is inconsistent with supervision, safety, or the court's conditions. And it says these additional safeguards largely mirror the existing conditions imposed on Wright. such as travel restrictions, no contact with co-defendants and guns and all that. Basically said you were already allowed to do a lot of this shit, so it ain't really gonna hurt us to allow you to do any of this stuff. So the court determines that permitting right to access a recording studio, subject to both the existing conditions and safeguards set above, is good with us. So these reasons explain he good. He can go ahead and leave, go to a residence. He can basically start booking recording sessions. So if you start seeing his promos and all this shit, you definitely can pay for it. You definitely should get a Big 30 verse. And then it says, just go straight to the studio and come back. And there you go. He says, well, it says, make sure your GPS is charged. Don't go anywhere you ain't supposed to. And then don't have any contact with anybody. And obviously no guns and all this shit. And really, they can say, if you book a studio session that's like 12 hours and all this shit, we can knock it down to 8. Just check in with us before you do. And
I ain't gonna lie, they not treating 30 like he the problem here. It's real evident who they want. You know what I'm saying? They want Shiesty. And I think that's why Wack 100 was trying to say that 30 was a snitch or something like that. Now, Wack always got all types of allegations. Don't forget that. But, he was heavy on 30 a snitch because 30 never did no jail time. And, he not, he just different. You know what I'm saying? However, what the paperwork is saying is almost like they treat him like, bro, just go out there, don't be on no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? We gonna monitor you to see if you fuck up. If you know what I'm saying, if you on your shit, whatchamacallit, you're not gonna do as much time as Shiesty, but but if you get out there and you start rapping about this shit, bragging about this shit, and you on that bullshit, nigga, you going right back to jail, nigga. Straight up. I think that's what the feds, because I think that they want Shiesty, bro. They don't even care for 30, because Shiesty's the problem. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how this shit looked to me. It sounds like they just trying to put him in a trick bag real quick to see, like, all right, we gonna let you out. We gonna see if you fuck up, because we really don't want you. But if you fuck up, you know what I'm saying? Then shit, that's just more evidence towards this case. So we need somebody to fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
July 7th, 2026. The feds never state in that damn motion granted by the judge. Well, the judge never says it. The feds never even said, hey, we need approval of what it is that you say. Y'all don't find that interesting?
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. The feds, that's exactly what I've been saying. The feds is literally just, they want to know what the fuck you're doing and talking about. They need to give you some freedom so they can get some more evidence on the situation. So it does, I don't know how much more evidence they need, but I think they just want him to kind of jam himself up. That's literally what this shit sound like. You know what I'm saying? Unless they being super nice about the situation, that's rare, but it sounds like they trying to jam 30 up.
My mic on. Is the phone working? Is the cameras working? Is the computer working? Is the laptop working? Is the internet working? The feds didn't even say, hey, bruh, you can work. Just let us know what you're working on. They done set Big 30 ass up, man. They did.
Yep.
They did. When the feds didn't file a motion to basically say no, or they didn't say you can rap in your house, which in the first clip you seen him rapping in the house, when that wasn't a thing, it wasn't stipulated, nor none of this shit, then they like, yo, bro, technically you could go do shows. Technically, you could go do appearances. Technically, you could do all of this shit, but just let us know what you're going to be doing. Means hit us off on what it is that you're going to be going to, so that way we can extra monitor that. Please remember, note and know that this is an ongoing investigation.
Yeah.
They're not stopping. Tell the truth, you want to like a real crash dummy. What down? Those lyrics will be used. If Gucci Mane takes the stand, they're going to play the damn song of his. If Big 30 jumps out of his body and basically does some dumb shit and talks about anything that resembles anything close to this, they're...
Yeah, if he does anything, that's what I was saying. If he does anything at all to where, you know what I'm saying, he wants to talk about this case, they're gonna, boy, the feds gonna use that so quick. The feds is gonna use that so quick. It's gonna be sick too. I hope he don't. I hope BIG30 just, hope he just raps about music, making money, and leave this shit alone, bro. Take care of your family, boy.
Going to fry him like hard cooked eggs.
Absolutely.
So in my opinion, if I were to ever speak to BIG30, I would say, hey, bro, listen. You know, I know, everybody else know, you're going to jail for a little bit. You're going to the federal penitentiary for a little bit. So it's best that all your lyrics, all your songs, everything that you're doing, that it stays where it needs to stay, aka the vault, until you get sentenced, until all of this shit is done.
Yeah.
Now, some of y'all will go, well, Nash, what sense does that make? It makes legal sense.
Right.
Because in my thoughts, in my belief, I believe the feds is like, man, come on, man. Run that shit. Yeah, run that shit. Where all my thuggin' ass killers at in studios with Dracos, finna run that Gucci bag, and we gon' film all
That
that.
ass, though.
Give that shit.
That ass though. That's what the feds doing. The feds like, oh yeah. Where my killers at? Where them boys that said they killed people? I want to see that shit in the video, because when you come back to court, I want to play these recently released songs that you just dropped and made. That's why they saying, man, leave that shit in the vote. Leave that shit in the vote until after sentencing. And so that way, you're not going to get caught up in some more bullshit. You never make a bad problem worse. And what they hope for 30 to do is to make a bad problem worse. They want him to go out and rap about dumb shit. They want him to go rap about this case. They want him to go crash out so that way they can use this as evidence in their case. This is an ongoing investigation. It is a red hot case right now. So, you know, they like, yeah, just let us know what you're doing. You know, let us know what you're doing. And they usually do that anyway. But with right now, they like, yeah, you know, the fact that you got bond and bail. Wack 100 says, you know, they only got bond or bail because he's snitching. You know, this perspective is a little different. They saying they trying to jam him up. That's why they gave him bail. So it's two different perspectives. It's real interesting. Y'all let me know how you feel, because this is a real interesting one. I already said, you know, BIG30's in the trick bag how it is, because his mans came home. And when his mans came home, one of the first things he had to do was rob fucking Gucci Man and jeopardize his freedom. You know what I'm saying? So I really want to hear y'all's opinion on this. I don't think enough people's talking about this. So y'all let me know for sure.
Film that shit. Save that shit. What? Nah, let me stop. But nah, on a serious note, bro, I think the feds is like this, bro. Go ahead. Just say some stupid shit so we can use it against you. I believe the feds are setting him up. Because if they don't get him with the studio shit, they're going to try to catch him at a show. They're going to try to figure out any way they can stack charges on this. You don't think the feds want to give BIG30 more shit? And some of y'all will go, well, Nash, the BIG30 shit, as far as the video goes, that came from his phone.
Yeah.
You'd be correct.
Yeah.
But then it gets deeper, because BIG30 wasn't the one who released the shit. That video was supposed to be promo. I don't give a damn what anybody else is saying. That video was not shot to make Gucci Mane look like a buster. That video was shot to absolutely have people believe, and in the belief system, that Gucci Mane dropped Pooh Shiesty from the label and let him get his own thing running.
Right.
That video was designed to come out, just not in that way. It is what it is. But hey, y'all, let me know your thoughts on this one. Are y'all sinister as I am, and y'all think it's ourselves?
You know, on this one, y'all, I think the video. I think the video was I think he was trying to do something. And I think Shiesty was trying to get some street cred off that shit, robbing Gucci Man. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was. I think they trying to play it like, oh no, it was promotion, and it was just trying to show promotion. That's not promotion, bro. Promotion isn't, I'm getting dropped from my label, so now I feel like that's not promotion. With Up and Gucci Man, like that's not promotion. That's me trying to get out my contract, trying to be a gangster, not realizing that I'm gonna go to jail for life. You know what I'm saying? That was just a dumb decision. So y'all let me know about how y'all feel in the comments. You know what I'm saying? How y'all, what's y'all perspective? Is 30 snitching, or is he just you know, they trying to put him in the trick bag? You know what I'm saying? It's a real good question, real good one. But y'all let me know y'all perspectives. Until next time, I thank y'all for tuning in to Evan Seals TV, and we'll be back later with more content.